Alright, I'm starting behind the camera this time. I'll move to the front right away. This next stage is the gluing and clamping, or lamination as we call it. The parts you need for this, materials, we'll zoom in on them, or the other way I guess works better. There will be glue. There will be newspaper. A minimum of 3 bar clamps, and the material you're using. What I've already done with this is I've already marked it. Okay, I marked it with either an up or a down. What that means is that is your end grain. We're going to take your end grain and we're going to alternate them as we go. So what I'm going to do is zoom in on one piece and see if you can figure out what the end grain looks like. As you can see, the end grain, it has the curl to it. So that's what we mark it the way we do. Okay, as I mark them like that, you can see the way it curls. And by curling, it's a natural force. If it decides to warp in one direction, it will warp back the opposite way. So meaning as I flip the end grains over, they warp against one another. Okay, so we're going to zoom back out of this and we're going to start laminating. Okay. Give me a moment while I move over to where my work spot's going to be. Okay, again, if you're lucky enough, I'm not going to show you what my face looks like. You don't have to see it. You see it enough already. When I'm laminating, I take minimum 3 clamps. Okay, you're always working in odd numbers. You're not working in the evens. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to set my clamps up first, like so. I can move this one over to the side for now. Not needed quite yet. Okay, when I set my clamps up, I set them up so that they're over the side of the table. In some cases, as you guys know, we do a lot of clamping on the floor because we don't have a lot of space on tables in here. I'm going to take my materials, I'm going to place them on top. One piece is pretty much suffice to do that. Okay, you want to place it on. Now, as you can see, it's overhanging a fair bit here, and you can't see this side, but it's the same thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle my clamps. I'm going to shuffle my clamps over like that. I want to make sure that I'm getting the most bite possible on outside edges of my project. So I don't want to have it inside of here and this being unclamped, because all my pressure is now on the inside and this is not being squeezed. Okay, I'm going to place that on there, take a look. It's pretty good. I can come in a little bit more. Either way, it's going to be just fine where it is. Okay, I'm going to take this piece of wood, put it back. I'm going to take 2 of my pieces of newspaper, lay them across my clamps like so. Okay, this will help keep things a little bit cleaner. Depending upon how much glue you use, I've seen some of you glue before, and you use enough glue on one piece to do an entire project sometimes. But as you also found out, Nico and Ethan, you guys tend to have to do a lot more scraping. Okay, so I place those on. Now I'm going to take my pieces of wood. I'm going to drop them in place. In some cases I spend a lot of time looking at my wood grain and trying to flip-flop to make it beautiful. For the case of the demonstration, I want to get this done. Take a look at my grains now. These 2 are in the wrong position. This one is over. This one's over and over. So I'm actually going to take this one and flip it. So now I have under, over, under. This needs a flip. So now it's over. This one's good. This is over, under, over. So now my end grains are all reversed. Now I'm going to take this and stand up the back ones. Okay, by standing those up, I can now apply glue to them. How much glue do I need? Not a huge amount. Okay, I always start from the back to the front. If you start from here and go to the back and complain to me that you've got glue on your nice clothes, that's because you didn't go from the back to the front. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to put a bead of glue. Another bead. Okay, snap that shut. Okay, it is non-toxic glue, so no, it's not going to hurt you. I can wipe it off just like that. Now I take my finger and I go here. I start with the front. Okay, this stuff will set up fairly quickly. You know, I tell set times and cure times. This set of clamps, once I put it into clamp and start gluing it, it can actually be taken out and machined within 20 minutes of the set time of glue, the start time. Drop that down, pull it up, slide them side by side, get the air bubbles out. Okay, same thing here. Okay. Slide it again. So 20 minutes is what they call a set time, which means again, yes, I can scrape it and I can work it. Okay. 24 hours would be to my premium strength, which is 220 pounds of pressure per square inch. So it's very strong. Will it still hold at 20 minutes? Yes, I can put it through the planer, I can put it through the jointer, I can put it through the table saw, but it'll be 100% glued after 24 hours. Oops. Okay, pull that tight. I have a little bit of glue coming up each joint. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my outside clamps and I'm just going to snug them up a little bit. Put this over a touch because I moved the entire piece over. Okay. So I grab the clamp, I pull it in, give it a pinch, drop the clamp, pull it in, give it a pinch. Big mistake, sometimes people try to adjust this side of the clamp to close it. Don't. This is your fine adjustment for pressure. This is what pulls in. So I'm going to have my hand on top of it a little bit, try to keep it flat. Okay, they are wet, they're going to want to move a little. So I'm going to press, and I'm just going to slightly tighten these up. Okay, you'll see some glue starting to emit from the grooves. That's what you want. You should have a little bit of glue coming up each groove. Okay, you can see right now the glue is starting to come up. Now I take my third piece of newspaper, put it on top like this, cover up the next side. Part of this is I don't like having messy clamps. Okay, put this on top, drop it in place, pull it forward, press down, tighten this third clamp up now. So it's always in the opposite direction. On top, in between, crank it up. Some people like to put it on that side. If I have enough space, I'll keep it here. Now that I've tightened those up, I have to retighten my outside edges, because now they're going to have loosened up. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Yes, it's tight. Okay, this is how you glue. You make sure you have your end grains, 3 clamps, newspaper, and yes, not ketchup, glue.